Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Tina Ray. I'm an educational and child psychologist. Today I want to present to you my kindness plan. I feel very much that at the moment in the world that we find ourselves in, there are many things that many of us feel a lack of control about. Many of us are feeling a sense of not being in control, not having that autonomy that we so need at this current time, given that we're in a pandemic. And there appears to be a huge amount of really difficult, complex things going on in our worlds, many of which obviously we feel that we have no impact over, we can't really do anything about. So I think it's really helpful maybe to begin to think about being kind, because for me, from my perspective, this is probably the one thing that we still can maintain control over: our ability to be kind, our ability to engage in kindness. And those small acts might make a very big or a small difference to others. We don't know, but I think it's really important that we reflect on this and think about this, particularly at this time of such uncertainty and such heightened levels of anxiety and stress for many of us. So I'm going to go through this plan and also in great detail, hopefully, each of these elements, key elements to the kindness plan. But the first thing I want to say is that kindness, in my view, is a virtue, and it really does matter. Kindness truly matters. Aesop said, no act of kindness, however small, is ever wasted. So it's important that we reflect on that and remember it. And we can opt to choose kindness for ourselves and for others, that self-compassion to ourselves, but also kindness for others on a daily basis. I think it's really helpful to just identify even small opportunities to be kind to other people, and know that, you know, it's whenever there is a human being around us or with us or somewhere in our near vicinity, this is giving us an opportunity to show kindness. So I'm a great believer in planning and delivering on 3 kind acts on a daily basis. We don't need to leave it to chance. Random acts of kindness are fine too. Positive psychologists are always telling us this. But in order to make sure this happens, I think we need to schedule it in. We need to plan it. And this allows us, I think, to really genuinely connect and relate to other people with that sense of empathy that is really authentic. We shouldn't be frightened to show that we care. It's really important. I nominate one person every day and give them a reason to smile and to feel happy. Pope Francis said, life is good when you're happy, but much better when others are happy because of you. And wouldn't it be wonderful if we felt that we could be remembered for being people who made other people feel better, who made them smile, who made them feel good about themselves? So who is it that you would nominate, and what is it that you do today? Just stop to think and pause and reflect on that. And I think as well, some of us are feeling very much as though we don't have enough time. We're time pressured all the time. But maybe this is a time to stop and reflect again, and just reevaluate that, just stopping and donating even a small bit of time in our daily schedule to someone else who really needs to be heard and maybe too vulnerable to ask for that support. This kind of kind, authentic listening begins the healing process for many of us. And sometimes we don't have to be, for example, on the phone for an hour. It can just be a small text, a small message, or a small conversation that really makes a difference and makes someone feel that you've kept them in mind. And I think as well, it's really vital, given the amount of vitriol that we've currently got in the media, in politics, in all sorts of spheres and areas of our lives. I think it's really vital to think about our language. Our words really matter. So we've got to ask ourselves, have I been kind today? Did my words, did the words that I use generate happiness, security, confidence, self-esteem in others? Did they help to point someone to a positive path? My deceased father died in 2004, sadly. It was a great one for kindness. And I think that this has been instilled in me through my childhood and beyond. He always said, if you don't have something kind or helpful to say, then keep quiet. He probably didn't say it quite as politely as that. Expressing gratitude to others who are kind and make this a modus operandi is also really important, telling them how much you really value what they're doing and what a difference their kindness, their kind acts make to you, how it changes your world for the better. And I think we need to tell them quite openly, the world needs to be populated by more people just like you, because we need more kindness in this world, more authenticity, more kindness, more genuine empathy. I think as well that we need to select kind and wise thoughts that we have in our heads. And we need to be more stringent, perhaps even more so now in these current times, about rejecting and reframing those that are unkind and unhelpful, both to ourselves and to others. So rejecting those negative thoughts or those unkind thoughts that bring ourselves or other people down. We need to be kind and bring ourselves and others up, embracing the thoughts that prompt us to give, to listen, to help, to encourage, to smile, apologize, and support, because one element of kindness is the ability also to say we're sorry and to put things right. That's another kind act in my view. Putting ourselves first is also an act of kindness, and we mustn't forget this, particularly now when there's so much anxiety out there. Being kind to ourselves is an essential if we are effectively to show compassion, love, and nurture to others. This is not a selfish act. We need to fill our own kindness cup first before pouring for others. So again, my kindness plan. I hope you find this useful. Might be something you want to share with some of your children if you're working in a school or at home with your kids. But you know, something to reflect on in these times of heightened stress, and hopefully something that maybe will prompt many of us to just take the time to reflect a wee bit more and think about how we can show more of that kindness on a daily basis, because I think if we show it, we're going to experience it more frequently too. So thank you very, very much for listening, and I really hope this has been helpful, and I hope you'll join me in my next wee video. I'm going to start sharing some resources, another act of kindness soon. So thanks very much for listening.